I am seeing being one of the first judges here in this country. And I pray I will get it. I will get it. I have all that faith. Yes, thank you so much. I would want to end this testimony by giving a piece of advice to whoever has a link or responsibility of somebody with a disability. There are many out there who know or who even don't know. We have a big responsibility to do, to bring these people to the world. Also, my fellow students who are out there, those with disability and others, it is the chance that we have to maximize the opportunity we are having, the governance that is so conducive for us to learn. It is this opportunity we have to utilize to make sure that we achieve greater heights in education to sustain ourselves, and also the programs that have been brought by the NRM government. Without this, we can't achieve. When we maximize what is with us, we can achieve a lot and a lot more. Thank you so much. I have a song that I composed thanking the NRM government and letting other people know that disability is not inability. We are able to do whatever can be done by any other person. It is what made me to pass as well, while even those who are not able were not able to get the 20 points. So, I would humbly like to present that song.
Okay, that is Daniel Elijah giving a testimony. He's a blind man, but he said that did not stop him from looking forward to all his achievements and career. He has just told us that he got 20 points at school at A level and is looking forward to doing a bachelor's in law. So we wish him well, but the message here is that do not lose hope. You, all of you, people watching us live from State House Entebbe, with any disability that you have, it is not the end of the day. It is not the end of the road. You can make it in life. You can do something and you can prosper. Now he composed a song that is presenting right now. Let's first listen into the lyrics, then we shall come back. Don't go away.
Education is the key for the people with disabilities. Fellow countrymen, rise up for this cause, a divine concern. Securing our future lies on education for everyone. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. Education is the key for the people with disability. Fellow countrymen, rise up for this cause, a divine concern. Securing our future lies on education for everyone. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. Dear parents, guardians, and stakeholders, embrace the education of the disabled. Without sight is their eyes, without limbs is their wheels. They fall down, education is their sound. These people are a blessing, not a curse. Through this, they are able to contribute towards the development of their families and the nation. Education is the key for the people with disability. Fellow countrymen, rise up for this cause, a divine concern. Securing a future lies on education for everyone. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. I take this honor to thank thee, the NRM government, headed by YK7, for the good governance, ensuring peace and security, for our own stability, wealth creation, self-sustenance is our achievement, and the mass education has empowered many, including the disabled. In this way togetherness we shall fight and fight to secure the future of Uganda. Education is the key for the people with disability. Fellow countrymen, rise up for this cause, a divine concern. Securing a future lies on education for everyone. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. Education is the key for the people with disability. Fellow countrymen, rise up for this cause, a divine concern. Securing a future lies on education for everyone. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. In this we shall live in peace and harmony. In this we shall live in peace and harmony.
That is Daniel Elijah presenting his
Thank you
song
so much, Your
with a
Excellency.
message that education is
Thank you so
the
much
key
for God and my
for the
country.
people with disability. Wow, wow, wow. What a message. Now, Daniel.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the President, for this envelope. May God bless you.
Okay. We are still coming live from State House in Tebe as we are celebrating the International Day for people with disabilities. Daniel has a message of hope to the people with disabilities, that don't be hopeless. Well, that word sounds ugly, but I'm trying to mean, don't live without hope. Be hopeful.
Ladies
have
and
hope
gentlemen,
that even when
I
you
think
have
Daniel
any
deserves another
disabilities, you
round
can
of
still make
applause.
it if you're focused. That was the message for Daniel, from Daniel.
Daniel is a clear demonstration, Your Excellency, of the fruits of your government's insistence and investment in inclusive education. He's given testimony that he's come along the journey of UPE, USE, up to performing as the best candidate in A-level. What more demonstration can we see of a secure future for Daniel and all other countrymen and women? And Daniel ushers us to a point when I would like to invite the Honourable Minister of State in charge of Disability Affairs, Honourable Asamo Helen Grace, to make her statement on this important day, after which she will invite her colleague, Honourable Betty Amongi Ongom, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, who will perform the responsibility, Your Excellency, of inviting you to address the country on this very important day. Honourable Minister,
Okay, Honorable Minister of State in charge of the disabled person is here to give a statement. However, the Uganda Bureau of Standards, UBOS, made a research and found out very key causes of disability as accidents at home. People falling off the trees.
I want
and
to
all
start
that.
by
Let's
saying
first
God
listen
is
to the
good.
minister. Then we
And
shall
all the
come back.
time,
I'll give you the statistics as
you
given
look
to me
like
by
you didn't take
UBOS.
Your Excellency, you gave us breakfast. I expect people to have a lot of energy. God is good. And all the time. Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Third Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Ministers present, of course my Senior Minister, Honorable Beta Mongi, the Honorable Members of Parliament, the Permanent Secretary Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, our representative on SEC, the chairperson of the Disability Council, development partners, representatives of civil society, the disability family, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, before I invite my senior colleague, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, to deliver her address, allow me to most sincerely thank you for gracing this occasion with your very personal presence and hosting us here in State House. Your Excellency, this is a great honor to persons with disabilities in the country and a statement of your enduring commitment to uplift the status of persons with disabilities. As persons with disabilities and a minister in charge of disability affairs, we don't take this for granted. Your Excellency, allow me to once again convey our sincere appreciation to you for creating a specific docket for persons with disabilities in the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development. And I want to thank you in a very special way for granting me the opportunity to be the first Minister of State for Disability in that docket. This is a real empowerment, at the same time a challenge to us, leaders of persons with disabilities in this country. Your Excellency, we have accepted the challenge and we believe with your constant guidance and the team you have given me to work with in the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, we shall make great strides in achieving the desired disability outcomes. Your Excellency, I will now move to recognize and appreciate the presence of a few eminent persons here who have joined us today for this celebration. I know the chairperson of council has already recognized the rest, but allow me to recognize those who are not recognized. Our ministers, we have the Third Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Rukia Nakadama. Please wave to the President. We have our own Honorable Betty Amongi, who has fallen in for people with disabilities. I have my brother, Honorable Jidudi Mavhabi, the minister where we separated. He's a twin brother because he's for the elders. I also want to recognize the members of Parliament and ministers, and I'll start with those for disability. Honorable MPD Mubali. Honorable, you know I come from Eastern Uganda, some names are not very... Honorable Laura Kanusu, I don't know whether Kanusu or Kanusu. Honorable Joy Zachan, Honorable Alex Indezi, the old man in the clan. And our chairperson of Gender Committee, Honorable Flavia Kabahenda. I also want to recognize the chairperson of Equal Opportunities Committee, who is also a person with disability, Honorable Safia Nalule. Excellency, you will allow me to introduce the chairperson of Tororo. We brought a demonstration that in your government, we have managed now to reach the higher levels. This is Okea John, Chairperson LOC5 of Tororo government, local government. And in Eastern Uganda, we have Gabula in Iganga. Also, we have the chairman of Kanuku in Buyende. So all those are disabled people who have now gone beyond heights. Because of COVID-19, we had a representative of councillors, and we brought the Lord councillors who are ministers. We have P. Serenkuma. Okay. I think Robert has started. No, Robert, he has a lot. So when he had the councillors, he already jumped up. But he's called Robert Nkwangu. He's a deaf young man. And then we have P. Serenkuma. Okay, she's behind there. I want also to recognize one of your key mobilizers, Honorable Nakabira Harriet. I think you know her very well from Buikwe, our chairperson of NRM in that district. Excellency, there's a special person whom I'm recognizing here. Honorable Happy Namatov, who used to be a former councillor. She's the lady who lost a son during the stray bullets in Kawempe. And I think you already got a report about her challenges, and maybe you will consider her issues, Your Excellency. Excellency, I would also like to recognize my chairperson for the Disability League, Kato Gabriel, who sits with you in SEC, bringing our issues. And of course, our development partner was already introduced, and the National Council for Disability. So, Excellency, those are the people majorly amidst us. The rest of the people I have not mentioned are like our supporters who help us as people with disabilities, and we still don't take that for granted. We thank you for that. Your Excellency, prior to this International Day of Persons with Disabilities, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development undertook pre-events activities for persons with disabilities. These activities included, we did a training for the journalists on positive reporting on disability. We held a national symposium on disability issues, and many people presented these things regarding us, including academia, NGOs, and government. Excellency, we also decided to show the world that we can do beauty pageant. People think we cannot dance. We cannot demonstrate being beautiful and handsome. This was a very exciting thing. And I want to thank our minister for crowning Mr. and Miss Disability, Mr. and Miss Ability Uganda 2021, the first pageant for people with disabilities. Excellency, when you are supporting the artists, the disability movement now is coming out to move to that area. And I think Elijah has shown you that we can do it. Your Excellency, we intend to make this an annual event, and it helps us to raise self-confidence and self-esteem and also employment among people with disabilities. In addition, we also carried out a number of media programs on television, radio stations, highlight key issues on the day as well as issues of persons with disabilities in general. Your Excellency, I wish to take the opportunity to thank you on behalf of PWDs and on my behalf for the excellent guidance you gave to the effect that all councils of interest groups under the Ministry of Gender should be retained as they are and not to be merged into one authority because of the unique abilities these councils provide. So we think that in the rationalization of agencies should not be able to attack the councils because of the mobilization strategy they have to help our government take programs down to the people. Your Excellency, before I conclude to thank the people, I have two requests I got when I was coming here. People said even if you are going there few. One, the members of the disability NRM structure, and we also have 5 members per each village up to national, are asking that the other people got something muzei, like a heifer. Maybe we also need to give these 5 leaders something. It could be heifer, it could be something. but I think we need to give them to empower. We are promoting income generation, and I think we need to see how we can support that leadership of the people. Excellency, the other thing I want to ask you kindly, the leaders also asked to meet you, but particularly they want to be taken through the ideology of NRM, and they proposed and asked me, Minister, why don't we go to Chakwansi also, like others? So, Excellency, I humbly ask that we give these people an affirmative action and take them through our principles of patriotism, socioeconomic transformation, Pan-Africanism, and democracy. And this should be done in Chakwansi so that we feel we are part and parcel of the whole structure. The rest of the other things, my minister will talk about them. Your Excellency, I want to conclude by thanking all the persons that have worked around the clock to make this day colorful. I will begin with my minister, Honorable Beta Mongi Muzei. I think she's just waiting for something else, but she's now understanding everything about interest groups. And I want to say she's enjoying the ministry because the other day she saw us dancing and she said, I've never seen disabled dancing, and I said we can do everything. And I think that was good. I want to thank the permanent secretary and his technical team for the support they have done around making sure that this day comes. The National Organizing Committee, which was also chaired in the office, our Minister of Gender, our development partners, and civil society. Your Excellency, I now have the privilege and honor to invite Honorable Beta Mongongom, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, to deliver her message on this occasion, and thereafter I invite you to make your speech. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Ndugu msikilizaji, countrymen and countrywomen, that was the State Minister in charge of disability. We are still coming to you live from State House Entebbe as the President hosts guests at the International Day for Persons with Disability here in Entebbe. There are so many programs that government has put in place to support people with disabilities. I'm going to mention them, listen carefully, but let's first listen to the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
Who is the third Deputy Prime Minister, very, very passionate about gender issue ever since she has been in that ministry, and almost all our functions, she has been there. I want to thank you, third Deputy Prime Minister. Our colleagues, honorable members of Parliament, the Permanent Secretary and the team, the chairperson of the National Council and your team, development partners, and our persons with disability. Your Excellency, let me start by bringing apology from the Right Honorable Prime Minister and the Vice President who were invited and should have been here, and the Secretary General of NRM, the two Honorable VP and Right Honorable Prime Minister at the launch, the national launch of the campaign being spearheaded by the Minister of Education and First Lady. And Your Excellency, I want to start by thanking you for hosting us, because when we requested that you host us, you had just hosted the World AIDS Day 2 days ago, and we thought you would be constrained from hosting these dignified people, but you still said yes. I want to thank you very much. Your Excellency, this day, which was declared by the UN General Assembly on 3rd December 1992, in Uganda, has been celebrated and commemorated since that day. And the premise of the UN declaring this date was to give an opportunity where we can raise awareness, where we can look at what issues the persons with disability require to be brought at the national level. And as the minister has indicated, Honorable Asamo, over the last 3 days, we have had so many people who have given us so many critical issues that as a ministry, we will be able to shift them out and look at how we can propose additional measures to handle some of the challenges. The data at a global level put persons with disability at 1 billion, constituting 15% of the world population. And of that, about 46% of them are 60 years and above. And I think the Honorable Minister of Persons with Disability is here rightly so, because even at our level of Uganda, the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Disability Specific Study of 2019 indicates that the disability prevalence rate for difficulty in seeing was highest at 61% in persons aged 80 to 84. So it means as people grow older, they are more prone to being disabled, especially in visual disability. This is followed by disability in difficulties in walking, which is at 55%, difficulties in hearing at 40%, and difficulties in remembering at 44%. Apart from the old age-related disability, it should be noted that some of the major causes of disability among children are preventable, especially through antenatal, child immunization, and improved health-seeking behaviors. So I want to request that as today we commemorate this day, let us have a call of action as leaders to mobilize parents and pregnant mothers to visit health facilities for timely vaccination and other checkups to prevent some of the disability at birth. Of course, the other critical area of disability in the case of Uganda is also the high percentage of road accident. If you are to go to Mulago now, it's likely that you will find more than 20 people at the casualty wards with issues of accident-related disability. And it was last year reported that border now accounts for the highest rate of causing accident and leading to disability. Your Excellency, the team here has congratulated you, has thanked you, especially on issues of political representation of our members of parliament. And I want to confirm to you, Your Excellency, that the members of parliament, starting with the Minister, Honorable Asamo, Ellen, as when you sit with her and we sit in our ministry top management, and she's seated and discussing, she's better than most of us who are able. She is well equipped in almost all issues of discussion in the ministry. Whether you tell her to talk about disability, she will talk. You bring the topic related to income generation, related to women, she will talk about it. You bring issues related to older persons, she will talk about it. And Your Excellency, most times when I am leaving station, I leave her to stand in, because she's very good and mature and has proved that actually the common saying that disability is not inability is true because of what she has done in the ministry. But she's also very passionate. Very passionate since we came to the ministry. I don't know how many districts Honorable Asamo has gone to. These ones will bear me witnesses. She has moved to more than 20 districts in this short time, on disability-related issues. So I want to thank Honorable Asamo, just like Honorable Gidudu, who is the our state minister for persons with disability. You elderly, I sorry, you can't even know that she is elderly, because while for us we come at 8:30, 9 in office, for him is always at 7 sharp is in office. And I keep on asking, Honorable Gidudu, how do you manage to always come every day at 7 a.m. in the office? And then he said, for us, we are British trained. And he has been in so many areas. One time I was in Lira and I was just told, Honorable Gidudu is in Lira, but not in the city, but in Ogur sub-county, just nearing your state lodge. So I want to thank them for all that they are doing. The honorable members of parliament, Your Excellency, are excellent in their discussion. Last time we were here with them, you heard how spirited they were in NSSF issues. I thought they were only intellectually okay. Until 2 days ago, we went for Missability and Mr. Ability. And then we were told that the members of parliament should go and dance. When they went to dance, I failed to join them because Flora was, Flora danced, and I said, where is this one from? So she was number 1 in the dance, and I'm told it's from Kilihura. Then it's followed by Mpindi. That one danced, and I was like, now this is... Later I asked him, and he said he has been enjoying Angenua for a long time. Honorable Sam was number 3. And I told them, this one from the north, Achan, has failed. You need to teach her. So they are now training Honorable Achan. And I've left Honorable Flora to teach her. I hope after 1 year, you will give me a good result. So I want to really thank them. And every time they're in office trying to find out what is it for the people with disability. And on their behalf, I want to thank you, Your Excellency, for accepting to allow, number 1, that under the parish development model, which is now a vehicle for household income, that 10% be reserved for persons with disability. So having 10% at the parish level reserved for the persons with disability is a good achievement. I also want to thank you. Last time when they requested that we had 17 Emyoga group, and they wanted number 18 to be the persons with disability, you accepted. So now number 18 of the classification of Emyoga are persons with disability. Again, when they came here, we had said under NSSF, persons who have clocked 50 years and served for 10 years get 20% of midterm access. They argued their case, and you said, no problem, let these persons with disability get 50%. So these ones are really important, and the chair has already talked about the disability grant, which is supporting a lot of households, a lot of them, because this is a grant which started with the 2.1 billion, and now it is 9.6 billion. Their request is if we can support more and increase this grant from the current 9.6 billion to at least 16 billion, it will support much more members to get to a lot of addressing a lot of household income. And today the theme is not all disability are visible, a call for a strong post-COVID-19 agenda. And I kept on asking Honorable Samo, when we were in that function, when somebody would get up, I don't see them having a disability. I would ask her, but what disability is this one having? Even now, when the one of Tororo chairman got up, I've been asking, what disability does he have? Maybe Honorable Samo will tell me. But I think that is the cornerstone of today's theme, that not all disability is visible. And of course, they have talked about the mental disability, the spina bifida, which has spinal cord defects, hydrocephalus, which is a building of the fluids in the brain, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism, the people who are deaf and blind, those with albinism. Some of those are what we are today saying you can have them, but it might not be visible. So, Your Excellency, I want to thank you and our partners for all the support that they continue to give us. And some of them are here, the UN Human Rights Commission, UNFPA, thank you very much, UK Aid, Irish Aid, the National Council for Persons with Disability. We have Uganda Society for Disabled Children, the Children at Risk Action Network, Humanity and Inclusion, Christian Blind Mission, Sight Savers, Humanity and Inclusion, the Bible Society of Uganda, the National Union of Disabled Persons of Uganda, Uni Disability Organization, and all the media houses and all the other support we continue. And I want to now conclude and say, today we had hoped you would launch the Disability Management Information System, but we were not able to do that. But what the chairperson of the council indicated about lack of disaggregated data, but also data which is centralized, this particular Disability Management Information System will address that. And now that you are not able to launch it, we will give you much more information about it through the PPS. With that, Your Excellency, I want to now take the singular honor of inviting you to address the nation. I thank you.
Sit down, sit down. Just 1 minute.
Okay. Ndugu msikilizaji, countrymen and countrywomen, we are still with you guys from State House Entebbe. That was from the Honorable Betty Amongi Kena, the Minister of Labor, of Gender, Labor and Social Development, who has invited His Excellency the President, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to speak, though he is coming shortly. We are still coming to you live from State House Entebbe, as Uganda joins the rest of the world to celebrate the International Day for People with Disabilities, and it is running under the theme, not all disabilities are visible. So you may be there, a disabled person, woman or man, but when you're not aware that you're disabled, because they are saying that not all disabilities are visible. Now, government has put in place so many programs to support people with disabilities, and there are specific programs targeting persons with disabilities. The ministry is doing less to publicize, to make known all these programs, but listen carefully. Whoever is watching us and listening to us on our various radio stations, there are so many special programs for people for persons with disabilities, there is one called National Special Grant. This grant has been in place for so many years, and government has been put 5 billion shillings for people who has projects, who have projects. People, of course, with disabilities, not everyone, who have projects to go borrow money, go and develop their projects. I've been informed that this money has been increased in the next financial year. Currently, in the financial year 2020-2021, they've been putting 5 billion even before. But now, this money was increased or has been increased to 9.6 billion shillings for people with disabilities to go borrow, those ones with project, to promote their projects, borrow money, and then promote their projects. That is one. Then there is also a 10% allocation to people with disabilities under the parish development model. You remember that program, the parish development model. They're saying all the money, there must be a 10% that goes to PWDs, that is people with disabilities. So as you fight to get a portion of this money of the parish model, there is a special 10% from all that money that was agreed to be given to the people with disabilities. Besides the 10% allocation under the parish model, there is also the Myoga program, and these people also designed, specifically designed a program, the Myoga designed a program and said some money to be given to people with disabilities, part of the Myoga money. So it will always be there. So kindly go to these ministries, go to these offices, you will access these funds, and to help you to facilitate and promote your activities. Then recently, also, this is another special one and very recent, the mid-term NSSF access. The people with disability, according to that arrangement that was passed recently in Parliament, people with disabilities can access the mid-term NSSF at 40 years. And then they can also access 50% of their NSSF savings. So at 40 years, any person with any disability can access 50% of his NSSF savings. Unlike the rest of you who are not disabled, who can only access 20% and at 45%. So all these programs are there, and I think the concerned people should come out and tell the people what they are all about. So kindly, after the president putting a signature on that bill, people with disabilities should go and access that money at 40 and 50%. His Excellency the President returns to address the people right here. Kindly listening to His Excellency
the Deputy Prime Minister,
President.
The Honourable Ministers, Honourable Members of Parliament, the development partners, the members of the disability councils, and all the citizens who are watching on the TV. According to what the Minister said, the Honourable Betty Amongi, I think you are beginning to internalize our vision of dealing with disability. We have been talking about this from the very beginning, but somehow people keep going off. Right from the beginning, we said all the other tribes of Uganda should continue growing in numbers, but the disability one should not continue growing. And when I see here that you are still 14% of the population, because 14% of 43 million is not a small number. It is like almost 6 million people. So the question is, why is this tribe not reducing? Because when we started, the population of Uganda was 14 million, 1986. It is now, as you hear, 43 million. Some of the tribes I know, they were this number, they are now so much. So the question is, what are these factors that cause disability? The minister touched on it in her speech, in her booklet. What are these factors? Because we should not accept that this tribe should continue expanding. No, we should not neglect the ones who are disabled, but we should not encourage more. So that's why I said, let me first go to somewhere and I come back and I quarrel properly when I'm not. The factors, as the minister said, the minister actually touched on it. I was very happy. Because she said, many of the factors of disability are preventable. And you can list them. What causes blindness? The factors are known. In the past, it was mainly measles. So, why don't we eliminate that? What other causes? You have the doctor there, the priest who prayed for us. Later on, she can come and talk briefly on what are these. She can. I will invite her later. I'm the master of ceremony. You just go away. So these factors which cause blindness, what are they? They should have been listed long ago and tackled through campaign, through sensitization. Because these factors are known. It was mainly measles. I don't know what other factor, the doctor can come and tell us later. As for polio, we know what it was. In 1955, I was with my sister. We were staying in the same room, and she got polio. I don't know why I didn't get it. But according, as you are saying, disability is not inability. She became a professor of zoology. But this was before the vaccine, because the vaccine had been invented, that's the very year, 1955. But I think it had not been rolled out. But now, why would we? But I'm very happy to say that all these polio people, many of them became polio victims in the time of another party, not not NRM. Because I don't think there's anybody who can stand up here and say, I got polio after 1987. So all these are old cases. So if they are old cases, then the percentage should be decreasing. If it is only the ones from the other time, the percentage should be decreasing. So if it's not decreasing, what is the problem? Now, and that's why that disaggregation is very important. When we say that 6 million people, because 14% of 43 million, 10% is 4.3, then you add another, it's almost 6 million people. So, what are the causes for all these people? We had a day like this in Kayunga. There was a time when we were in Kayunga. I don't think it was Kayunga town. It must have been somewhere inside or something. Bale. And they were our people who don't grow. One of them was there. Banyankore kori tokuningama. And then I challenged the doctors. What causes this? Then the doctors told me it was a hormonal problem. That the child gets hormonal problem at some stage and the child can't grow. But my question was, is it not detectable? And I think the answer was, it was detectable. So, if it is detectable, the doctor can tell us later, we'll give her time. If it is detectable, why don't you have all these causes? Polio, we have handled by vaccination. Blindness, we have handled by vaccination. This Okuningama, this hormonal problem. If it is detectable, you add it. How do we handle it? You work with the doctors. How can you detect it and therefore prevent it? And then, by elimination, we remain with some cases which are not detectable or which are not preventable. I don't know what those are. Then we come to now recklessness, accidents. So these accidents are just recklessness. We should have a campaign against that recklessness. Now, I think there is some conceptual problem between me and you people, because when my hair is no longer black and it is white, you want to call that a disability also? No, you people are becoming too much. That's because he has got a disability of hair now. No. Because if I become blind, I have visual problems because of age. Are you going to also add that to? I don't know. We need to discuss that. That's age. I think that's why you are inflating these figures. You are inflating the figures of the disabled because you see the African languages like Runyankore is very clear. Okumuga. This is disabled. Okumuga. Akamuga. You have got your speaker there. Your former speaker, the girl from Bushenyi. She should say, Runyankore is very precise. Okumuga is when you become lame. You can say lame. Lame, either leg or arm or or even the eyes, it is okumuga. But now if you add okukura, you think aging is disability. I think you are going to confuse us. You should discuss that more, because that's different. That needs to be handled because you see, for me, once you sort out my issues, the disability from early in life, because you remember we need to plan for it. For instance, the disability schools. We need to plan for those. And they have helped. You have heard how the other boy, the boy who went to Madera School for the Blind. So the disabilities we are talking about are the other ones which, like lifelong disabilities, so that we plan for them properly. But these other ones which come later in age, okay, you can. Why can't we handle that separately? Because we already have our MP. The member of parliament for the constituency of the Musevenis, the elderly. I think these ones. Those are problems, but I think they should be planned for by this wing of the ministry. If you shift me, because now I can no longer read properly and you take me to Asamo, what will happen is that we shall bog down Asamo with too many cases which are really not disabled, but something else, but aging. So why don't we have two clear lines, that there is disability, which is mainly lifelong, mainly, not wholly, but mainly lifelong, and then aging. That's why we created a ministry for the elderly also, a section for the elderly, so that we don't mix. Now, if you agree with that clarification, then things are easy. Number one, working with the Minister of Health, eliminate all the causes, all the preventable causes of disability. Eliminate all of them. And maybe here I could call our doctor, whom we shall not pay for consultants' fees. She will have to work free. Come and tell us these, the cretins, the ones who don't grow. What are the causes? Come and tell us, Hajat. She's a Hajat doctor. She was a Hajat doctor somewhere. The other short people I saw at Kayunga. What causes it, and is it detectable and preventable?
Your Excellency, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, the task given to me is very challenging, but I'll attempt to answer the questions. There were questions around, maybe I'll begin with the last one about the little people or cretins. This is determined genetically you cannot, the only way to prevent it is through genetic counseling. I think with the advancement in science, tests can be done to see which genes determine the stature of the people. So I think that is as much as can be done, but it cannot be treated. Genetic counseling, genetic testing is the only way you can determine that these are the genes that will give us this kind of product. I think science has reached that far to determine that these two genes can give you this type of person. I don't think we have that one in the country currently, but that's what can be done about that. Regarding the causes of blindness, there are quite a number of those, but the leading cause of blindness is cataract, which is about 57%, and this is treatable. The blurring of the cornea such that the light cannot go through, this is the leading cause of blindness in this country. And it's that number, 57%. This one is also...
Is that cataract, is it a childhood disease or what?
This is in older people.
Yes.
It's in older people. But the main causes of disability in children or blindness in children is infections. And these infections are preventable.
Which are? There is measles, what else?
There is rubella. There is river blindness, can also cause...
Rubella, can it be vaccinated against?
Yes, it's among the vaccines that are being given routinely in this country, so it can be prevented.
You vaccinate the mother?
Yes, the mother.
Okay. And then she will not be able to...
And even syphilis. Yeah, once she's vaccinated, she can be screened and then vaccinated, and then you prevent the infection from happening. But also other infections like trachoma can cause blindness, but they are also treatable. The medicines are cheap and available, so they can be treated to prevent blindness. So those are for children. Maybe also injuries can cause blindness, but there are other causes like glaucoma, pressure in the eye that causes blindness.
But those are not many cases.
They are not many, sir. Yes,
so the majority it was measles and this other one?
Rubella.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No consultancy fees, just...
It's okay, sir. Thank you very much, Excellent.
So, I think our advice from the very beginning was work with the Minister of Health and have a campaign to identify these causes of these lifelong disabilities which start in childhood and deal with them. Then you remain with very few cases. Now, once you have done that, then the few cases which somehow get through, but I don't know which ones would still, because many of these cases are really the preventable type. That's what the doctor is telling us, and that's what I also happen to know. But just in case some cases get through, then you plan. So number one, prevention. Number two, education. Education. I remember we were talking of the 4 special needs schools in the whole of Uganda. I remember we were talking about them. 1 per province, I think. So then those we can see whether we should add on or what. Plan according to the numbers we are likely to face. And then the third one is what was mentioned in the speech of Waswa, which was production of support aids here in Uganda. You remember he talked about that. To produce the wheelchairs, produce the crutches, produce all those aids, the artificial legs, the what, so that you have prevented people from getting disabled, but the ones who have got disabled, you have educated them, properly, and then you have support, you have given them support, the artificial support, support which is affordable and cheap here. Then once you do that, the remaining thing is now what we're already doing, the livelihood support, the circles, the grants, all those efforts to enable them to earn money. Then then you now go to advocacy, which involves funding the councils, because those councils, district, national, they are not the ones going to give money to what? No, their job is to educate and to mobilize. So the funding, the budget we are talking about, is the budget to enable them to do that, to move around, have vehicles, talk, educate, so that people know what to do and where to go. Where to go is already there, the parish development model, the Myoga, that's where they go. But how do I go there? Somebody needs to tell me clearly and to advise me, and also talk about all these causes of disability. Say, okay, if you do this, you will avoid the growing numbers of disability. So therefore, in my view, the fact it seems now we are mixing up the old age with the disability. And I would want us to separate them, because the two are different. When I become disabled, when I'm already old, I have already worked, maybe I have got a pension, maybe my problems are different, especially once we, of course, some of our people have been doing just sitting at home, not doing anything, not engaged in wealth creation. But if they listen to the NRM message of not working for the stomach only, teach me each keken, once we get out of that, by the time I start not seeing properly at 77 now, I already have income, I have already made, my problems are really different. So they should be handled, but they are different. So therefore, I'm very happy to be here, and the speeches were good, but I want us to harmonize them and clearly distinguish which belongs where, but concentrate on prevention of the preventable. Let us not be happy with increasing this tribe. This is one of the tribes I don't want to increase. It should be like Chimiaso, Nankabirwa. I know her son. He's not disabled, that boy. How many children do you have in Nankabirwa? 2. Yes. So Nankabirwa is the last disabled. In that family, we should not, one of the children, you come here, let's see you. Are you disabled? Come and run, and we see you properly. Aha, that's a product. This is the one you brought to me in Mubende? This is the one? The one you brought? Oh, okay. Thank you. So, if we find out that these numbers you are talking about are from accidents, because you have not disaggregated, I've got a strong suspicion that Because during the NRM time, I don't think there are many polios. Those polios were in another time, some other time. So if there are no new polios, who are these disabled? The new ones. It must be the other one, the rubella, which people are not attending to. The measles are also no longer so common. So what is causing all these new disabled? So let's get the facts and we put them to the people. You say, the disabled you are talking about are just products of recklessness and accidents. Butandu. That's what the home Ruganda wachita batia mu Ruganda. Banyankore kuri to butandu. Accident. Akabenge. Narule. Bubenge. 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 So, that's the main cause now of disability. If that is the main cause, are we going to accept it? And we just sit there and people are getting disabled and they what? Then we put policies. Maybe we put speed governors in all the vehicles in Uganda. By policy, we say nobody should drive a vehicle unless it has got a speed governor in it. If you don't know how to control it yourself, the government will control it for you by putting speed governors. So, Minister, here, you are the one to save us by telling us where the disability is coming from now. Much of the disability. Of course, the campaign they are launching in Colorado today, the one of the child teenage pregnancy, I think that one also is contributing somehow from that side. When the children get pregnant, apparently, because the Banyankore science was not complete, because for them, maturity was three things, for three things. Pubic hair, if you have got pubic hair, Banyankore call them enza. You have got, if you are a girl, you have got breasts and menstruation. For them that was maturity. For the boy, the same, plus the voice, plus sometimes the beard. Now, I challenge the doctors. You tell you are Banyankore and you are Ugandans that those three, which they thought were maturity, were not enough. What were the others that we don't see? Because there are things we don't see. Now, the doctors here told me that the pelvic girdle, the pelvis, these bones, are not wide enough by that time. Oh, so if that is the case, then we can tell our people that, yes, although you think the other three signs of yours you thought were enough, they did not include what you didn't see. And they would understand. If you say amagumba, amagufa, although the bones, although the person looks, the girl looks to be old, but the bones are not yet. So that one also, I think, causes quite a bit of disability. The early marriages, the complications which come with the what do you call this, obstetrics and gynecological problems. So therefore, the ministry here, your ministry, needs to work with the Ministry of Health, and you provide a blueprint. I don't know whether you have it, a blueprint for prevention, catering for all preventable cases, catering for the few that go through, and then separately deal with the issue of old age, the problems of the old age, where we should also have a plan for them separately. So I think we need two plans, one for the old age and one for the bulema, which is the one we are talking about, the being disabled, especially early in life. Now, Namatovu of Kawempe, Arirudawa, the Nani, where is Esumyo, where is the Nani? Esumyo, Nani? Timothy, get the phone of Namatov. I want to talk to her and find out the issue. Esumyo, where is Ori? Namatov? Oh, she doesn't hear? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, the idea of haifas for the leaders. I suggest you sit down with the people in the ministry and recommend for us. Should it be haifas? Should it be goats? Should it be chicken? Should it be chicken? Should it be pigs? You sit down and analyze and recommend to me. Now, what you call the invisible disabilities, but for the Banyankore, a disability, whether invisible or visible, it is a disability. They know it. You see, for instance, epilepsy. Epilepsy you may not see from, but the people who know, the family, they will tell you Akamuga. That person became disabled because of epilepsy, which is not, you are not limping, you are not what, but you have an abnormality which is disturbing you. So they are known. For instance, there were a few cases, what they call in Nyankore, EPA. Women who don't develop breasts, a few cases. In fact, one of the clans has a totem of EPA, a girl who does not have breasts, who doesn't go to puberty. I think this is the hormone you are talking about. So they know that. They know that this is Omuga. They know it. It's because you don't know our culture very well. That's why you really waste a lot of time with NGOs, with what? But for us, things are very, very clear. They are well defined. Omuga disability can be seen or unseen, but we know it. We know it. Now the Nyamagoye albino, that one is known. It's called Nyamagoye. Nyamagoye the albino. It's known. And of course that one is also seen, because you can see it. But even the unseen ones, they are known. So I think when you are, it's good some of us, with the elders we are around, we can always give you additional information so that you contextualize your analysis. Because sometimes you just do things, you don't know the history, the history of your country very well, and you find people are running up and down, then you have got superficial analysis. Finally, I have totally agree that we should organize a Chankwanzi. for some of the cadres of the disabled people. They go there, we talk. But you can also be dangerous soldiers. This is because these days, army is no longer just walking and no. Somebody can sit on the computer and control a missile system, which can go and shoot down a plane from 20 kilometers up in the sky, just the computer. That doesn't need running around and so on. So, we shall take it to Chankwanzi. Around February there, we shall organize. Let's first finish Sekukuru and all these things. Then like February, March, there we take you there. You can be there for 2 weeks. You can even shoot down and sit from your chair. Shoot even the gun from your chair. So that if a thief comes to disturb you in your house, you just shoot him from your wheelchair. So I totally agree, and the disabled people can do a lot of, especially with technology now, can do a lot of military work. I thank you, and I wish everybody good luck. Thank you very much.
All right, countrymen and countrywomen, we are still coming to you live from State House Entebbe. The president has
Ladies and
given
gentlemen,
his address
I thought
to the
that hand clap
public,
was for
to
me
the
coming
disabled
here.
community in Uganda, and of course elsewhere.
But not for His Excellency, who has proved a friend of the people with disabilities. Year in, year out, he has hosted this day at State House, and the Honourable Minister did thank him for that. So join me to appreciate His Excellency the President. As a ministry, we are going to follow through both the guidance and the commitments that he has made, and hopefully when we come back next year here, we'll be sharing other testimonies of achievements beyond what we have shared today. Your Excellency, there was a request that as we exit, if it pleases you, this is a historic moment for this team. If we can have a photo with you as we leave. He has accepted, so we'll exit in the reverse order. We'll allow His Excellency, the Honourable Ministers, and then we'll slowly go where we'll take that group photo. Can we now rise? Oh, Your Excellency, the Honourable Minister wanted us to introduce Olivia Namtebi, the coordinator of the Albinism Association. Namtebi. Yeah, so let's rise for the anthems. thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, what a way to end this function.
And
dear viewers, we are still coming to you live from State House in Entebbe, and the function to celebrate people with disability almost comes to an end. But the messages were very clear. Hope to the people with disability. But what a way to end this function with the Honorable Mpindi Bumali. Honorable Mpindi Bumali. Your name of Bumali talks about money. But anyway, that's not the case for today. Honorable, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for hosting me. My name is Mpindi Bumali, as you've said. And I'm here to celebrate the International Day of Persons with Disability.
Honorable Mpindi Bumali is an MP, Member of Parliament, representing people with disabilities in the Central Region. Honorable, first of all, your number, because we have a representative in Parliament from the Central, North and everywhere. How have you people benefited your constituents, if you have? First of all, have you benefited them? If yes, how?
First of all, you've heard even what the president was saying. You've heard what the president has been saying here. We have legislated quite a number of laws. We have now the Disability Act, the Person with Disability Act 2020, which talks about a lot of things in education sector, in the health sector, in the political sector, and also in the economic sector. We have a policy on disability which has been decided by members of parliament. We have a national grant that is given to our person with disability. They come in the group and they get 5 million each group, not exceeding 15 people. We have the grant at the district level. We have legislated for inclusive planning. We have legislated for gender and equity compliance, whereby every budget, it has to bring the component of person with disability and many other things.
Talking about the grant, because this financial year 2020-2021, there was 5 billion, and you have increased it to 9.6 in the next financial year 2021-2022. But people do not know about all these programs. How will you help? For example, the ministries are quiet. They cannot sensitize, they cannot put this information out so that people with disabilities can access these funds.
What we did is to use our structures to mobilize our members in at the grassroots level so that they can go and access that money. We have the councillors at the sub-country, at the district level, but we also have district disability and sub-country disability councils, and also disabled people's organization at the district and sub-county level. So we chose to go through those ones to mobilize people in different sub-countries to request for funding. And we have now even designed a strategy whereby we'll be awarding the best performing district in terms of mobilizing our people to access this funding.
Okay, now coming to the NSSF bill that has given a special consideration to the people with disabilities. At 40, someone can access 50% of his NSSF savings. Look into that camera. Uganda is watching you and the world. Tell people with disability that they should go and get their money, 50%.
I think that is a gift for this year's celebration. It was not easy, but we pushed for it. We convinced our colleague members of parliament. We even came here and convinced His Excellency the President, because for him, he thought that once these people get this money out of the NSSF fund, then at their later age, they will suffer. But then we told him, no, when they get 50% and do some investment, it will again supplement on what they have. I want to say that we achieved a lot, because our people, when they get that money, they are going to set up some business ventures which will help them to raise their household income. And it wasn't an easy task, but as leaders or person with disability, we pushed for it. We are still pushing for more. Okay. You've heard the president has accepted our request to take person with disability cadres, leaders in Chankwanzi, so that they can take them through all those things that benefit Ugandans. And he has accepted to include them in the army because he said the army is not only to go on the front, you can sit somewhere and perform your duty as an army officer, and then you benefit, you add something to your country. So he has accepted, and also in other sectors where a person with disability can exhibit their potentials and they develop themselves.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was the Honorable Mpindi Bumali, the MP. Thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome. Thank you so much also.
Okay. Dear viewers of UBC TV Inspiring Uganda, we cannot go beyond that. My brother, John Band Sentam, told me there is a game that is coming up anytime from now. I want to thank you so much, all who have been watching wherever you've been watching us from. Just a small reminder, many people are sending me messages. Where is our program Agafe Mbuga? Agafe Mbuga is coming back in power. We had also gone on leave because of COVID-19, but now that the whole group is vaccinated, we are going to come back very soon from now. This, what has been happening here and more, find it in our subsequent bulletins at 6 on UBC Habari, our bulletin in Swahili, UBC Lero at 7, our bulletin in Luganda, and 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. news tonight. I'm called Dennis Blair Kalanzi. May God bless you. I now hand you over to Broadcast House in Kampala.
MTN Kabode.